And why there?
I thought the important question is, where is the Mercury Stone?
Stone. It's a weapon, which is fictional. From the book.
Where's this weapon?
Well, in the book, Castor helps King Ridley to find it.
I have no idea how to find it.
I know. I came to rescue you because you're the only other person unaffected, which means you can help solve the real problem.
Trekcast.
We are live, ladies and gentlemen. It's Trekcast, the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast. Sometimes I change the show title right as I speak because I can't talk. We are live, everyone. Pinged on Discord. Make sure you're watching us over there. I think the links for Discord are up. They're on the website at this point. I've put a few of them back on some of the older versions of our YouTube videos once they've posted. And, of course, if you're on the YouTube channel right now, you can see us live and get a link there. I believe the Discord link, though, is on the main page of the website. That's where I put it. So if you want to join us over there, too, you can. Either way, we've got live coverage. Daniel is watching the YouTube chat. I am watching the on-air chat in Discord. And there it is. We are here, ladies and gentlemen. It's another week. And, boy, before we just say anything else, I just want to say this first. This latest episode was so sweet and so heart-wrenching at the same time.
Dude, yeah, it shook me up.
It really did. It really did. I mean, it was just a very sweet episode. So, without further ado, we'll go into our intro, go into our news, and just get it rolling. You guys good with that, or anything we need to cover before we start? Go, go, go.
Go, go, go.
Go, go, go. Here we go.
Trekcast.
All right, there it is. And I guess, I mean, I've already said the intro. Then I played.
It's fine.
So.
It's fine. You know what?
It all works. It's fine.
Someday you'll get it right.
Someday.
And, maybe we'll be here to see it.
We used to say whenever we had like mistakes on the 5 o'clock news and then we had to do the 6 right after.
Yeah.
We'd always say, well, rehearsal was a little bit rough, but we'll get it right when it goes live.
Yeah. We'll fix it in 6.
We'll fix it in post. Wait, we do no editing. We do no editing.
Yeah.
None.
Why?
None.
Why? It's not needed.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
So it's been a week. How you guys been?
Good, man. You?
Yeah, I'm good.
I got a
I'm
haircut.
good. I went back to the gym for the first time in several years. So it's been a week and a half. I've been doing it pretty consistently.
Nice.
And
nice.
Yeah.
Show us
so
the
after
guns.
the first let me see the guns. Hold on.
Yeah,
There you go.
see, look at
There
that,
you go.
baby. Look at that, baby.
Yeah.
After the first one, I thought I was gonna die. you know where your whole body hurts. You feel like you just got hit by a truck.
Yeah.
But took a few extra days to heal up from that, and then said, nope, I got to go back.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing it every other day consistently for about a week and a half. I'm already feeling a difference. So
Good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You lifting heavy, light? What are you doing?
Light, starting light.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Heavy
smart.
reps. Yep. Light, heavy reps. Do a little cardio first, and then
The big question is, do you re-rack your weights when you're done? Do you put them away? Because that's proper gym etiquette.
For now, I'm sticking to the machines.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
yeah.
If you don't know what you're doing, you're better off sticking to the machines and following. It sounds silly, but follow the directions on the machine.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
That is very true.
and there's preset circuits set up. So,
Oh, okay. That's cool.
If I do this whole circuit and I follow the directions, I'm going to get a full body workout and
Is
less
that
of a chance of doing it wrong.
That sounds like you're in like one of the little offside rooms of Planet Fitness where they have a
Yep.
circuit set up with the lights where you go through each one and they're timed.
Yep.
Yep.
That's it. The yellow circuit.
Yep. Been there, done that.
I'll be honest. I ignore the light.
Yeah.
I do what I want. Unless
go.
there's somebody right behind me waiting. The light's meaningless.
There are only 3
So-
lights there. There are only 3.
That's what I'll do. Just scream at the guy. There are 4 lights.
They won't get it. It'll be hysterical.
Nope.
Yeah.
But he'll probably walk away. So
Did you
that's
see?
What's
good.
funny is my gym does not have these lights that you speak of, so I have no idea what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
Chaz
No,
Biz just put up
okay.
a GIF of someone doing the Stairmaster thing at one of these things and totally rocking out. That's hilarious.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, my workout yesterday
Nice.
consisted of 6.5 hours in the yard, 95-degree heat, 140% humidity, sun all day, redoing the post leading into the house, a whole wooden post out of cedar, and just
Oh, wow.
replanting
You
2
ready?
bushes and just all the holy shit.
You ready? You ready for me to shut him down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that too, Chad, and then I went to the gym.
I knew you were going to say
Nice.
that. Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I was waiting for
Dude,
it.
I was hoping for Farmer Chad. He's just out in the fields tending to his farms.
That's funny.
Oh boy.
Coming to you live
Yeah,
from
we
a
had a
gazebo
birthday.
in front of Home Depot.
We had a birthday party here yesterday, so I had to get the yard
Yeah,
in order
yeah,
before those summer outdoor parties. You gotta,
Yeah.
yeah.
it takes some work. It takes some work to get things, looking nice.
Yeah.
And you can't cheat. Some weeks you're like, I'm not gonna weed whack. I'm just gonna mow it.
Yeah, some way.
Right.
But when you got every and it's like, I guess I should do this.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
Yep. We've got a trampoline in the backyard now. So, and it's not one where I can really move it around. It's too big. And so that means a
Yep.
whole patch of grass, I have to literally crawl under it
Yeah.
with the weed eater to kill all
Oh
that
my
until
goodness.
it dies. And it's just a freaking pain in the butt.
How often do you
Yeah.
jump on the trampoline?
I do not. It has a weight limit of 250 pounds. And I am just shy. I'm just over that. So-
You can do it. You can get there.
You can do it. They always put a little extra.
Yeah.
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 I'd have to do it solo, not with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I'll leave it alone. That's that. I would break.
Alright.
I'd break something. It or me.
Well, should we get to the news?
Oh, that's true. We do have a
Yeah.
show to do. We're not just bullshitting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Here we go. Let's do the news.
Okay.
Attention all hands. It's time for Star Trek news.
All right. So our first news story comes to us from bigissue.com. And surprise, surprise, Rainn Wilson emailed Star Trek Strange New Worlds to say Harry Mudd would fit right in.
Yes, you would. Yes,
yeah,
you would.
He would. He's not wrong.
Bring Rainn
So
Wilson
apparently
back.
he emailed to Kiva Goldsman and said, "Hey, remember me? I was on the show before. People liked me. You should put me back on."
They should.
Essentially.
How
mean-
sad is it that he has to do that? How is it that they haven't reached out to him already?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now they obviously did for these Star Trek Fleet Commander games because this latest I saw that commercial for the first time today with him and then Sonequa Martin Green and Michelle Yeoh. That commercial is hysterical. Did you guys
That
see
is
the same
a
commercial
very
or no?
funny commercial.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Sometimes they put these stories out, and it's to make the fans think that the actor really wants to be in the show, and so when he shows up, it's a big deal. I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he really wants to be on. He did say that he's watched the first episode of Strange New Worlds and he liked it a lot. He's excited to see more, so that's cool.
How
hopefully
has he
we
not
see
watched them
season
all?
2. Yeah. Well, as of this interview, who knows when the interview?
Who knows
is
when?
done.
Yeah, exactly. The interview could have been a month ago.
Airs, Beats, and Battlestar Galactica.
I mean, they are shooting season 2 right now. of
Yeah,
Strange
which is kind of amazing that they're already shooting season 2 right in the middle of this one being on. That seems pretty quick. And they're shooting season 5 of Discovery right now too.
They are.
They're shooting a ton of stuff right now, and I'm sure Lower Decks is already done and ready to go. It's just a schedule at this point, and they're probably doing the next season of Lower Decks as well. So,
well, and Picard season 3 is shot. They did
it back to
LeVar
back.
Burton said a couple of weeks or like a month ago that he was doing ADR, just voiceover stuff for it. So, yeah, it's pretty nuts. They're just chugging that train right along.
How many?
One of our listeners put up the Bears Beats and Battlestar Galactica GIF on air chat.
There you go. See, I knew somebody would get it.
Yeah. That's about the only thing Kyle's gonna get. I don't know if Kyle necessarily even listens to or watches any Trek, so he's a friend of mine.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Identity theft is serious, Jim.
Well, and the sad thing is, the bummer news is we've only got 2 more episodes of Strange New Worlds. And then that's it for the season.
It is a bummer.
It's a bummer, and it isn't at the same time.
Yeah.
My wife is every Sunday. There's a conversation in this house where my wife says, "Do you have the podcast this morning?" "Yeah, I do." "All right."
Yeah.
She said, "Are you guys going on hiatus this summer?" And I said, "I got to figure out how many episodes are left." But when Strange New Worlds is done, I told her, we'll take a little break.
Yeah.
So
there you go. Okay.
So how many are left?
2.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
11.
2 more weeks.
2.
His wife is
Our next
sitting
news story comes to us
outside the. Hold on. We can't let that go. His wife is sitting in a chair outside the shuttlecraft, waiting for this to be over for their day to get started. And I bet she's got a.
He's just playing.
I know he's playing. He's playing. I can just imagine it though. I could just picture it.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
He's reality. She's inside the house going, "What is he yelling?
What is he yelling at?
He's yelling at the house."
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, God, that's hilarious. All right, next. Finally, moving on to the next story. Sorry, Dan.
Yeah, it comes to us from Digital Spy, and Star Trek Discovery Star shares the crossover episode she'd love to do. So, in a recent interview, Sonequa Martin Green talked about different crossovers she'd like to do for Discovery. Or she says basically any Star Trek series would be amazing. But the one that she would like to do is she would like Captain Burnham to be on Lower Decks. She think it would be a lot of fun. It could be interesting. She would love to play opposite with Mariner.
Yeah.
She thinks that would be just a blast.
Yeah.
I could see that too. Like they're both basically the same character, except one's funny and one's serious. So like,
I would take that a step further. They're the same character, except one is loved and one is not.
right. Well, because one has a personality and the other one is just crying all the time.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear. I want to hear Mariner just look at her like, "What are you crying about?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Just stop.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh man.
I thought Vulcans didn't have emotions. What's up with this?
Yeah.
Were you trained by them?
That would not work out for Sonequa. No, it wouldn't, Hipster Spock. It would not work out well for Sonequa. She would be outclassed by Tawny Newsome. I like Sonequa Martin Green. I like her as an actress. She's done a lot of cool things before Discovery, and there are times she can act. She can act. She's quite. There are some scenes in Discovery here and there where you can tell she's got some serious acting chops.
Yeah, she's absolutely.
She just doesn't. She's not given a whole lot to work with on Discovery, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But with that said, in the speed at which Lower Decks runs and the speed at which Tawny Newsome runs, oh man, she would run circles around Sonequa. No offense, Sonequa, but Tawny Newsome is quick. She's quick.
Strongbeard is actually watching us on. Strongbeard's watching us on YouTube.
Yeah,
and he says that she would be the butt of all the jokes, which is pretty true.
She would, and well, she would have to be. She would have to be, and that would to hold true to what Lower Decks does, right?
Right.
I mean, hell, they made fun of Tom Paris a little bit,
Oh yeah.
So
with the plate.
with the plate.
You can actually buy that plate. That's for sale.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I have it. One of our listeners got it for
That's
me.
right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
That's hilarious.
And our last news story comes to us from comicbookmovie.com. Since we're talking about Lower Decks, it has been announced by IDW a Lower Decks miniseries comic book is coming out. It's going to be a 3-issue series. It's going to start out. It's called Lower Decks, the comic book series, apparently. As for when it comes out, let me see if I can find that again because I don't remember. Should be coming out soon. No, it doesn't say on here.
Okay.
There is going to be also an issue 400 of the Star Trek comic book series. That's supposed to be written by Will Wheaton. So interesting. So yeah, a lot of different things going on with Star Trek comic books.
You know, I give Will Wheaton a lot of shit sometimes, as we do. But there was a book written. I forget the name of the author, but it was called Red Shirts. And Will Wheaton did the audio book for it. Did the reading anyway for the audiobook of Red Shirts, and that's phenomenal. I have that on my Audible on my phone. I probably listen to that. Book at least once every other year. That one, and there's a couple different ones that I listen to, but that's a good one that Will Wheaton did. So
okay,
something nice to say about Will Wheaton because I'm in the mood to say things nice today.
There you go. He did the audio book for Ready Player One.
I love that book.
Yeah, he did good at that reading. I didn't really like the story, but you know.
I like the story a lot.
Oh, did you?
Oh yeah, Ready Player 2 is a great book as well, and the movie was good.
Oh, is it?
The movie was fantastic.
Yeah. The movie was interesting.
Yeah, a little bit of references to everything.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's nothing but references.
That's what the book is. That's what the book is about.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The book is too.
Yep. Ready Player 2 is not as good, but it's still good. Yeah, Member Berries. Yeah, exactly. Member?
Member.
I remember when Ronald Reagan was president. Remember? I remember. You remember? I remember.
Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, that's all our news stories.
All right, that's good. We're going to go right into the topic then. And we got a couple of topics today because obviously we had Kenobi season finale. So
that's right.
I'm sure we'll talk about that as well. Here we go into the topic.
Talking about Star Trek in this week's topic. Talking about the Star Trek in this week's topic.
All right, and of course, first off, we're going to talk about this week's episode of Strange New Worlds. And the episode title, I'm scrolling up to find it because I have no freaking clue, was, I just watched it this morning, When Suffering Cannot Reach. Where suffering cannot reach. There we go. So, like I said in our opener, sweet episode. Just a sweet episode. If this one doesn't pull at your heartstrings, I don't know what the hell will. Silence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was good.
It was a way to throw in a
good.
holodeck episode without having a holodeck.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yep.
I see that the
feel
episode
like-
was called The Elysian Kingdom.
Oh, is that why I couldn't find it before? Because I had the episode title wrong. I was just going off of what someone put in chat.
No.
That's why you had a confusing look on your face.
That was last week's, I think.
That's why when I was searching for it, I could only find last week's.
Yeah.
I had the show title wrong.
There you go.
Chat, you broke the entire episode this morning. Thank you. I'm just kidding.
Every day is like his first day.
It is. I mean, I've
Exactly.
never done this before, ever. I have no idea how to search for things. I couldn't even pull up Wikipedia. I mean, what is Google? I have no idea. So
I enjoyed this episode. I thought it was a fun episode.
Yeah.
I liked seeing the actors that we've come to know in different roles that differ from their usual roles. You know, seeing Captain Pike running around like a wuss for 44 minutes was fun.
His hair.
Yeah.
Oh, his hair was hilarious.
Yeah. It was hilarious.
Yes, it was.
But, and it's a small but, I feel like this episode should have been towards the end of season 2. I feel like they paid off this storyline way too quickly.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like this whole idea of him with him keeping his daughter in the pattern buffer for her own good
Yep.
was an interesting storyline, unlike one that we've seen before, and they could have mined several other stories from that before paying it off, and I kind of feel like they missed that opportunity. She's only been in there a year, but to us, she's only been in there for 8 episodes or whatever.
Yeah, 8 episodes.
Yeah.
I think excuse me, I think they could have done things like, the Enterprise is docked at Starbase, whatever, and M'Benga's brother is on that Starbase, and his family is on that Starbase, and they want to see their cousin. So they come to the Enterprise and they do a visit in sick bay, and suddenly it's been 3 years now, and the cousins are like, "You look exactly the way you looked the last time I saw you." You know what I mean? There's different things they could have done with this, and I think they just paid it off way too quickly. I would have liked to see some of those other things. I would have liked to have seen, just looking at Voyager. Voyager had that problem that was always looming. We got to get home. Mm-hmm. And every few episodes it was, "Hey, we think we found a way home."
Yeah.
And then at the end of the episode, you're let down. We really didn't have any "I think I found a cure" moments.
Right.
No,
none.
We didn't.
Not one.
No, we
not
didn't.
one. So
well, kind of with the colony that
the
had
Lorians.
very advanced medicine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they didn't do anything with it.
Oh no, it wasn't the
Right.
Alorians. It was the colony floating above the
City.
Vader's planet. Yeah, it was Cloud City above
Yeah.
Vader's planet.
I would say this though, Dan. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
You're right about that.
Yeah, I do.
But Star Trek does also have a history of just cutting things off early, like the bugs that took over the Federation.
Yeah,
that
just
could have
walked
been a
away.
whole series arc.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it was supposed to be, and it didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't.
But
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, I love the episode. I thought it was
Oh, yeah.
great. Yes, I was, I had a lump in my throat
Mhm.
at the end, but I just think they could have stretched it out. That's all.
Oh, for sure.
I liked how Hemmer was the only one really not affected by it, and at first you couldn't really tell what was going on at all, really, and who was. And then I was always curious. Okay, who's going to be affected and who's not going to be affected in this thing, and who's going to be there to help him and who's not. And the first time we see Spock, I got a little chuckle, and I was like, "Uh-oh, he's going to be confused beyond." Oh no, wait, he's a character. Okay.
I mean,
So did they
Spock
say
looked like-
why? Did they say why Hemmer wasn't affected?
Yeah, because of his mental abilities, because he's an INR. He was able to block.
Okay,
he was
but-
able
ENR
to
or
block
whatever.
ENR, yeah, because he was able to block
Yeah.
that suppression. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, and I didn't like that either, because Spock has telepathic abilities as well.
Mhm.
I think it would have been more interesting if what was affecting them what affected them through their visual receptors, and for that reason Hemmer was the only one not affected, because he doesn't see. He uses these other senses. I thought
Yeah.
that would have been more interesting. But
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
True, but I do like the fact that they are really not shying away from at all having their B characters be the major characters of an episode. Because
Yep.
I mean, how many
Yep.
episodes have we had where Pike, the captain, is the main character of the episode? Very few.
yeah,
It's
Yeah.
every episode it's a different group or a different one, a particular individual who's got quote unquote the spotlight, which is the way it should be.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
I mean
fine.
that's how it worked on other series.
That's how it works on
sometimes we had a
every
Jordy
series.
episode.
Yeah.
Sometimes we had a Miles episode. Like,
Yeah. So I mean, I think it works.
And I did enjoy flamboyant wizard Hemmer.
Yes. Yes. And
Kinda, when he cheesed it up a bunch before he gave them.
He was having fun with it. That was the
for
thing.
sure.
That was the thing about this episode that was very interesting. It was, and why I call it sweet, because at no point did I ever really think anybody was in danger, physical danger. At no point did I really think anybody was going to die. All the characters thought it was possible, obviously, but M'Benga could tell it's not the way the story goes, though. So he wasn't worried about anybody dying, and neither was Himmer. And Himmer was just having fun with it. The abracadabra with the transporter going, all of that. I mean, that was great.
They were just trying to set everything right. They weren't trying to prevent danger.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, and I love I hope they pick back up on this in the next episode or at some point, because right at the beginning of this thing, as it starts, you see Pike on the bridge, and he's just leaning against a console, totally eased, relaxed, nothing going on, and he jokes with Spock about Spock having a superstitious. He's superstitious. Don't jinx it, you know. It's all nice and easy, just surveying a nebula, and it's all great and cool. This is a nice change of pace. And Spock is like, "Don't jinx it." And he's like, "Really? You're superstitious? That's funny, Spock." And the next thing you know, there it is. I hope they pick up on that, because Spock goes, "I believe, sir, you just jinxed it."
I mean, this was their answer to a broken holodeck episode, which is kind of fun too.
Yep.
So I know we're gonna save this for feedback. Daryl, Lumberjack Daryl, and Hipster Spock. I see what you guys are typing. We'll cover both of those things in the feedback. Okay, guys. I'm not ignoring you. I just want to make sure you know.
Okay. Yeah, the episode was great. I loved it. Can't wait to see the next episode. There was a preview on the Will Wheaton show. I mean, there wasn't really much of the preview. It was Spock walking around in a dark room with a phaser rifle and looking for something.
Okay, so we get back to a little bit more action for the last two episodes of the
I
first
imagine,
season.
yeah.
Maybe it'll be a two-parter, or something.
That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, we talked about the cliffhangers. The returns of the season-ending cliffhanger for season 2 kind of thing. Maybe they'll do that. So.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Leon, since I've got that picture up for the live stream, and her singing. This is when I thought the whole thing, with her dog. This is when I thought the whole thing was going to turn into a musical.
Well, and that's her actual dog, if people don't know.
Ah, that's hilarious.
That is the actress's actual dog.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So.
That come about was like, all right, next week you're gonna be wearing a Victorian era dress and doing this and doing that. Can I bring my dog? A little foofy dog. Yeah, why not? Bring a dog.
A little bit of that. So on the Will Wheaton show, they talked about it. Basically, what happened is she had created, when she got the job to be on Star Trek, she created an Instagram account for her dog about the dog dying to be on Star Trek. So that's what the Instagram account is all about. Well, then when they did the fairy tale episode, she was just like, "Well, can we do this?" She just asked just to see what would happen.
Yeah, why not?
And apparently, it happened.
It fit really well. It was great. The little pookie poo with the paws and all that. That was great.
Yeah.
So is there like a SAG equivalent for Hollywood dogs? Like, does this dog have to pay dues? Does the dog get paid?
Sure.
Does the dog pay dues?
You know, I know you're joking, but I do believe there actually is something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the thing I thought about is that's not a trained acting dog to be not freaked out by the lights and the sounds and everything. So just imagine the amount of barking and not knowing what to do or not looking in the right direction because that dog is not prepared.
Could have done a number 2 underneath all that smoke.
Right.
They would have never known.
Yeah. I mean, that's why we don't see number 1 on Picard much, because it wasn't a trained dog.
Yeah.
They couldn't get it to do whatever they wanted, so they were just like, forget it.
Forget it. We're just
number
left
one.
the dog.
Number 1 was doing number 2.
All the time. He's out in the field.
3.
Why not?
Yeah. Gotta fertilize the grapevine somehow. So, oh well. I thought for a moment. I mean, geez, when she's singing, I mean, wow, that was interesting. The heave up and I was like, oh, I blushed for a minute.
Chad was moved.
I was moved. It wasn't necessarily by the voice, but that's okay. It was a good voice.
Yeah.
Oh, Chad.
I have to be me. I have to be me. That's why I'm here.
Chaddington.
Chaddington.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, the daughter's arc is done. She's gone. She's off the ship. They did kind of. I feel like they did kind of rush that. There's a lot of missed opportunities there, but I mean that's a storyline that's done, and it's heartbreaking for the Doctor. Moving forward, you know that scene at the end when he's sitting there in his chair and nobody remembers what happened. Nobody. So not only does he no longer have his daughter, who almost no one on the ship. Well, no one on the ship knows about except for Una. She's the only one that knows that she was there. Nobody else knows about it. Now she's gone, and he has no one to share that with but her, and nobody remembers anything that happened in that 5 hours at all.
What about Hammer? Hammer
does not. No, he does not recall anything. Nope, he had a headache.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
he woke up in his quarters. Yep, he woke up in Mbenga's quarters, and that was it. So, you know, the thing I love about this show so far is that every time something happens in a particular episode, it does have lasting effects. They don't just drop it. It's something that's there. So even though they've resolved the arc of his daughter, they'll never resolve the arc of his loss. And we've talked about this before about, Mbenga is such a great character. He really is. He's such a great Doctor. But unfortunately, at some point, he has to be replaced by Bones on that ship. Which is kind of sad. I'm looking forward to that, but I'm also kind of sad about losing Mbenga. At this point, he can leave. Because remember, his main goal of being on that ship and the reason he was doing Starfleet Medical and became that and got that position was because he knew he could only find a cure for his daughter out there. He has achieved that mission. So not only does he have a sense of loss, but he has a sense of he saved her. She is alive. She's in that nebula, and she's perfectly safe and cured and the whole 9 yards. So, I mean,
she's not perfectly safe. We don't know that. They could revisit this story.
They could.
They could.
This is true.
They could do something. You know, the Klingons are collecting something from the nebula to use for weapons or whatever, and it's threatening the life forms that live there, and he's got to go to the captain, and my daughter lives there. What are you talking about? Well, there was this time, and it was the Middle Ages, and you were there, and your hair was different, and no one remembers it.
And you were a coward.
You were a coward.
I'd like to hear him say that to his face.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, they could follow it up in Disco 1,000 years later. They go to that nebula for something just to explore it.
No thanks.
I know, but I'm just saying they could.
Well, that is a possibility for a crossover, like they've talked about. You can do crossovers with Discovery without Discovery having to travel through time, right? So you could do a crossover with Discovery with Will Wheaton showing up because he is a traveler. You could do a crossover with Discovery with this. Anything that happens now, lasting into the future, 1,000 years or whatever it is. So yeah, I mean, anything's possible, but that's like I said, that's what's great things about this show. There's always lasting effects. So, and they are not shy about following up on things. Maybe a little too fast, but they followed up on things. So, the writers of this series apparently are. I know some of them are the same writers of Discovery, right? So, they've clearly been giving completely different directives than what they were given on Discovery.
Oh, absolutely.
And man, it shows. And if the dumbass who said there's no competition between Discovery and Strange New Worlds is listening right now, then there is. And the competition is this show's good and the other one's not. So wake the hell up.
Right.
So
another fun thing from the Will Wheaton show, Chad, I thought you would enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
They talked a lot about how they did the costumes for this episode.
Yeah.
And they would find just regular fabric and then they would 3D print over the fabric like the ornate designs.
Nice, very nice.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that kind of stuff has come so far at this point. I mean, there used to be an entire industry in California that did nothing but supply props departments, and it was machine shops with real machines, and they'd be machining things out of aluminum on a mill with end mills and taps and drills and the whole 9 yards. And there was a whole cottage industry of guys who would do all that stuff, 3D modeling and everything else, and it's almost all completely been devastated by 3D printers. And I'd say in about another couple of years, most of those shops that were machining out of materials of any kind are going to be gone because it's all replicated.
Yeah, because it's cheaper that way
and faster.
So my wife is when I met her, she doesn't work anymore, but when I met her, she was a library director. So she has a master's degree in library science.
Dan married the hot librarian. We just heard it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Dan married the hot librarian.
Nice.
Every man's fantasy. You tell her
I'll
said
tell you
that.
a story sometime. I'll tell you a story sometime about how we met. But anyway, but she interviewed for a job a few years ago, and it was with this company that basically maintained like a database of fabrics. Now, I don't know how you would classify and organize fabrics, but I mean, they did it like a library. That's why she, interviewed for this position. But they had tens of thousands of fabric samples on file for, for whatever, people would need to duplicate a certain type of fabric. So I can only imagine, Hollywood.
Yeah.
They got to have something like that.
Huge. Be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But how do you classify a fabric? Like, I don't even know. It's like, how do you describe this plaid versus this plaid? Is there like a numbering system? Is there?
I imagine it's material, it's colors, it's
pattern, but I mean like a pattern. How do you reduce a pattern to?
Oh, I don't know.
A description, a searchable description.
I don't.
Yeah.
As a man, I just classify things of, can I wear this to the store, or can I wear this somewhere not? Like, that's it. Like, is it black? Okay, I can wear it. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's move on to Kenobi real quick. Our thoughts on that before we open it up for feedback, because a lot of guys are wanting to give us some feedback about this week's episode, and of course Kenobi as well. So, Kenobi's done. It's over. All 6 episodes was it?
All 6 episodes.
All 6 episodes have aired. I am caught up. I've watched all of them. I know the two of you guys have as well, because you were just so excited to see Darth Vader get killed by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Wait, that can't happen. I mean,
I mean, it was kind of stuck. Where it was going to be.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, my overall take on the first season, any other seasons, I don't know. Is it just a one-off, 6 episodes and that's it? They're going to do more? It was kind of good and kind of meh, and kind of, I enjoyed watching it, but meh. That's my take on it.
I think it was okay overall with some great highlights and some terrible lowlights. And so overall, it's fine.
Reva didn't die.
I think it was pretty good. I was not a fan of the female Inquisitor. I didn't think she was a very good. I didn't think she was a good actress. I don't think her motivation for anything made any sense whatsoever. Even after the turn, where you find out she's not who we thought she was, and she's not after what we thought she was after. Even after that, didn't make any sense.
No.
0 cents.
No.
0 cents. However, the last episode where they face each other, and they have that fight, it was dope.
Yeah.
It was a great fight. It was great seeing, I don't want to say at their prime, because I don't think Vader's at his prime at this point.
He's pretty close.
Doesn't look like it.
But they also used this opportunity to close some small continuity holes that have existed. In A New Hope, when they meet Kenobi calls him Darth as if that's his first name.
Mm-hmm.
And after watching the rest of the movies, it doesn't really make sense for him to address him like that until you watch this and you see the moment that he stops calling him Anakin and calls him Darth. Like, okay, you're not Anakin anymore. Okay, Darth. You know, so it kind of makes sense. The whole speech that he gives Luke in A New Hope, where he lies to his face and says, Darth Vader was a pupil of mine who betrayed and murdered your father. You know, for the last 35 years, we've watched that and thought, man, you know, you're lying to this kid's face right in front of him. And the, you know, the from a certain point of view explanation that we got 6 years later was kind of a weak explanation until you watch this and you realize, well, they've made it so that you can realize that that was how that was how Darth Vader characterized the situation.
Right.
That's the way he decided it was going to be. So that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that they were able to close up some of those small holes. It is Disney. It is 2022 Disney. So of course they have to inject the wokeness in there. I felt like towards the beginning of the season, they tried to paint Owen as this tough guy who, you know, is mean to Kenobi because Luke is my son for all intents and purposes, and it's my job to protect him, and I'll do whatever I need to do to protect him. I'll stand up to a Jedi right in front of her face and lie to her face, or a dark Jedi, lie to her face while she's cutting people in half, because that's how tough I am. And then when shit hits the fan, Baru is like Rambo, and he's fumbling around. I didn't get that. I didn't understand that.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
So
she had no fear. She was ready to go.
Yep.
I mean, just
she's gonna come at night.
Gonna kick your ass. Yep.
I'm gonna get the shotgun from under the bed. You do this, I'll do that.
Yep.
And, you know, and then he hurts his leg, and you know, she's coming, Baru, and it's up to Baru to try to save the day. I just didn't make sense.
I did think that it was cool that they put in that his injured leg was there, like where that came from.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. No, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. I like how, you know, in 1983, when Vader's helmet came off, we saw that he had a pretty severe scar on the side of his head, and you know, they showed that was from Kenobi just slicing his helmet open, which really also shows you that Kenobi was to the point where he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna straight up cut this dude's head in half at this point, because my friend is gone.
Yep.
Right.
But then he didn't.
Right.
But we knew he wouldn't, because there's
no way for him to.
A bunch of movies. There's a bunch of movies that come after this.
Yeah.
Right. So I think if they do a season 2, I want to see Kenobi be in trouble for stealing all that meat from work. You know, I think that's what we need.
He did it all the time, every day. No one said anything to him. I thought that was weird, and just like you can't just walk away with all the salted meat we've prepped. I mean, how long can that creature sit there in the sun and not totally rot? I don't understand that whole setup anyway.
Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, I don't know that he stole that meat. When I was in high school. When I was in high school, I worked at TCBY, and you were authorized to have one per shift.
Okay.
So,
do you think that Taskmaster on Tatooine is that nice to let you have one cube of salted jerky?
I mean, he constantly cut wages and was like,
I
don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was funny. I thought it was funny. I didn't really think too much of it, but it's funny.
Yeah.
So.
He's a filthy meat thief.
Did you guys watch the Orville?
He's a filthy nerf herder. That's the line. He's a nerf herder.
Yeah.
Scruffy. He is pretty scruffy looking.
He is pretty scruffy looking. Yeah. At one point, someone even made a comment that he needed a bath.
Yeah.
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 I have not
Can I
watched
just
the Orville,
jump in
so
and
no.
say, real quick? Can I just jump in and say that I forgot? Not that he had a lot to do, but I forgot what a good actor Jimmy Smits is. I used to watch him on NYPD Blue all the time, and he's a good actor.
He is.
And
Oh yeah.
I enjoyed seeing him again.
Yep.
So,
And knowing that
Me too.
everybody that lives on that planet's going to die.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
That gorgeous city and the mountains. It's a beautiful planet.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
It's
They're
all going boom in about 20 years.
Yeah. And we get to see that was a very big surprise to me. When they first introduced young Leia, I was like, "Oh boy, here's the annoying little kid." No, it was like almost not quite, but almost Baby Yoda level. I guess it's nowhere near Baby Yoda level, but still.
No.
I really enjoyed her
good.
character and seeing how strong she is.
Yeah.
And that was cool. I mean, she was already stubborn as all get out at that young age. And it only gets worse, because and now we see why. You get a little bit of backstory as to how Leia became Leia. That whole thing. So started that.
They did create a little bit of a plot hole, though, in that if you watch A New Hope now, when they escape the Death Star, and Luke is sitting at the chess table, sulking because Ben is dead, and Leia is comforting him. She was a lot closer to him than Luke ever was.
Right.
According to this, they spent a week together trekking across the galaxy and dodging different dangers, and Luke, it was there's Ben Kenobi. He's a homeless guy who lives out in the desert. Met him a couple times. I ran into him at Tashi Station a couple times. He's kind of a weirdo, but I know
picking
who
up
he is.
power converters, as you do.
As you do. Yeah. So.
But I also think that they also showed Leia comforting everybody when they were scared, as opposed to her cowering in fear as a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that kind of covers that a little bit.
And as she grows up, she doesn't need help.
Yeah.
She's far stronger than Luke at that point.
I was just going to say, the more that I think about it, they're exactly the same age, but their point of maturity during A New Hope is vastly
It's way different.
Oh,
different.
Yeah.
Luke is a hillbilly who, goes to town once a month.
Right.
Well, he's completely sheltered by his uncle.
Yeah.
She's a senator. She's a senator.
Yeah.
At that point.
Right.
Yeah. And she's not afraid to fight. She's already done that.
Yeah.
She's done that so it's a weird juxtaposition that she's done that her entire life, even though she grew up on cushy Alderaan, and he has had a cushy existence on one of the roughest planets in the galaxy. It's a very interesting juxtaposition that was set up 40 years ago, right? So not even in modern society, but just it was set up way back then. There's a lot of parallels between Wars and Trek, really, in terms of who they have as their main characters, the timing that in the times that these shows came out, and what you could do and what you couldn't do. There's just a lot of very interesting parallels there. So, nature versus nurture.
Yeah.
So anyway, okay. So I think everybody's chomping at the bit. They've got all kinds of suggestions and things they're telling me that we're missing on the feedback. So
feedback.
Go ahead.
Before we jump into feedback, let's maybe play that. So during the Will Wheaton show, there was a teaser by the actor who plays Dr. Mege Babs. I could not pronounce his last name to save my life.
No.
But he talked a little bit about season 2. So let's hear what he has to say before we get into feedback, so everyone can talk about that too. It might be interesting for everyone. So.
Yeah,
Whenever you're ready, Chad.
Babs is a badass. I'm trying to play it right now. Loading up.
Yeah.
In the next season that we're already shooting, as you say, is essentially exploring another side of Dr. Mbenga, a darker side of him, and perhaps we can say an exploration of his. How should I say, contentious relationship with the Klingons.
Well, I am very much looking forward to that.
In the next season.
There you go. It's restarting.
Shooting,
Oh, yeah, it's replaying over again. Sorry. Yeah, he mentioned the Klingons. That's interesting.
Which Klingons? What
Yeah,
Klingons are we gonna
yeah,
get?
boy, let's get that.
We're getting the disco ones, baby. They're coming back.
No.
That's what fits in their timeline.
No.
Boy.
No.
Let the
let's open up the feedback and people can talk about it.
Yeah.
No.
Let the shit flinging can start.
Yes.
As always, with the feedback, I'm going to unmute you, ask you some questions. You'll give us some answers, your feedback on the show, and then I'm going to just unsummarily mute you again to move on to the next guy. We're doing that all over on the Discord, so that's the only place you can have live feedback where you can talk. And, of course, we've got multiple other avenues of feedback as well. We've got multiple voicemails to cover and some emails and everything else. So here we go. We're going to start with Chaz Biz. I'm unmuting you, sir. Love to get your feedback on this week's show, and of course, anything from Kenobi or Orville, as you so desire. The mic is yours.
Okay, I didn't watch the Orville this week. I missed that one.
Okay.
And on this week's episode, I really liked it. I thought it was just a fun, kind of goofy little episode. You had Pike with his bad hair. Because it's all parted down the middle, and he's kind of a, skeezy guy on there.
Look what they did to my boy.
Yeah, look what they did to my boy. And it was fun. And I'm with Dan that they kind of solved the daughter's problem like real quick this season. But, she was getting, they had to cure her to move along. Because she would have grown up next season and been a foot taller. I would have wondered why she's a foot taller.
That's a good point.
And, that's one of the issues. And then I was going to say, now, like, goofy episodes that I kind of compared to this was, like, Next Gen had, like, the big goodbye where they're trapped in the holodeck.
Mm-hmm.
And then DS9 had Move Along Home. These are all first season episodes. And then Voyager had Heroes and Demons. And that was the one where the Doctor is trapped with the Beowulf. Kind of.
Yeah.
Remember that one?
Yes.
And he had to act out Beowulf. And
Yes.
All crazy.
That was hilarious.
Yes. And it kind of, like, I don't know. It just... I like Trek episodes like this. I like
Yeah.
they don't have to stick to the formula all the time. They can do something different and have a little fun.
Right.
Because that's the problem with the story arcs is you lost the fun with Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a fun episode. It was definitely a fun episode.
You don't have like a Ferengi episode. You don't have like the Magnificent Ferengi.
Yeah.
Or something stupid like that.
Or when Quark is dressed up as a woman.
Yeah, you don't have that episode.
That's right. That happened.
I know. Which is hilarious.
There's too many of them. And I miss that part about Star Trek is, and now we're slowly getting back to form what the people actually like. Is goofy episodes and serious episodes and,
And it's not just the Trek fans that have been around for, 30 years or whatever else that like it and want it. It's clearly everybody. This show is still ranking very, very high. Yeah. Very, very high.
What's funny is this episode on IMDb had the lowest score of this season. And I saw that before I watched it. And so my expectations were really low for this episode. I was like, oh, this is going to be a stinker. No, I watched it. I was like, oh, it's actually a decent episode. So
yeah.
I think we as longtime Trek fans enjoyed this episode. I think I think others might not enjoy it as much because it's not bang bang, shoot lasers, quick escape, that kind of stuff.
I think it's one of those episodes that if you're a new watcher to Trek and you came across this because of all the hype and everybody else talking about it and it's a good show and then you started watching it.
What am I watching?
And you exactly. And you liked it and then you watched this episode, you'd be lost. You'd be like, what the but then you'd probably think about it and come back to it after the season was over and realize what they did. You might not have picked up on what they were doing in this episode because you're just watching the show and you're not trying to think about it, right?
Right.
How many shows do you watch and you just don't think about it? And that's the great thing about Trek is it makes you think. If you want to and you think about it, it can make you think, and it can really. There's a lot more. It's not. It's sometimes it's subtle and sometimes it's not. In this case, it was. If you're not used to this kind of thing, then it was subtle.
Yeah, my first episode of Next Gen I ever saw as a kid was Justice, the one where they go on the naked planet and Wesley gets arrested.
Oh yes.
And I'm like,
and you came back?
Yeah.
Well, I was a little kid, and you see all these ladies, and you're like,
I want to see more of that.
I can watch this, maybe.
Yeah.
So what do you think about the Klingons coming into season 2?
After hearing that, I'm pretty excited. I just hope that Glenn Hetrick and Neville Page change up the makeup, make them look like old school, Klingons. Modified something, nothing like they had before, because these new Klingons, they just don't look the same.
Or at least give us both.
And then you never see anybody dress up like these new Klingons either.
No.
Have you seen anybody at any convention or anything look like them?
I'm gonna put it in perspective for you. I'm gonna drop a couple names of Klingons. B'Elanna Torres. Okay, picture her in your mind. The Lady Grilka. Picture her.
Yeah.
Picture her in your mind. I can't remember her name. I can't remember her name right now. The Worf's wife, who he had.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So these were all. Thank you. Yes, these were all female Klingons who, as a human man, you can look at her and say, I would like to make her acquaintance. These new Klingons? No, never. Absolutely not. No human male is looking at one of these new Klingons from across the room and saying, I would like to make her acquaintance. I would like to have relations with her.
I was going to say, someone on the planet.
There's one.
Oh, for sure.
There's
and I think that's where the line is. That's where the difference is. Star Trek was always really good about making the aliens just alien enough that they're different, but not so alien that you wouldn't see them as another person that you would have an intimate relationship with. And that's the line that I feel like they crossed with these new Klingons.
Ash Tyler would definitely disagree with you.
Well, he's an asshole. So who cares?
Him and his hair can go fuck off, right? He is still alive. He's in Section 31. Somehow, through all of that, even though he's a Klingon that looks like a human, they gave him control of Section 31 because they're just...
I think they scrubbed that whole...
God, I hope so. God, I hope so.
That makes no sense.
No.
So
I mean, we don't hear anything about that Section 31 show, so I don't...
Until someone says, oh, no, it's still alive. It's still a cool thing because we love Michelle Yeoh. Well, I love Michelle Yeoh, too.
Just like the Tarantino Star Trek movie.
Yeah. Okay, Chaz, we got one more point for you, and then we got to move on because we got a lot of people here. Go ahead.
Yep.
Okay. Kenobi, right? Like, they kind of muddied the waters on that one.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, like the whole series is like, it's Princess Leia merchandising for children. And it's like, dress your little girl as Princess Leia and all these little outfits, and she gets a gun holster at the end.
That's adorable. Yeah. That's adorable.
Yeah.
It is adorable.
Like,
so.
I'm watching Spaceballs and I'm just saying merchandising. I'm seeing yogurt.
Merchandising.
That's what all these shows are for, man.
Yeah.
So they can create new toys to sell with those shows.
Nobody does that better than Disney.
You know what we need to do?
What's that?
We need to get Trekcast the flamethrower.
Yeah,
how many of those we would sell?
Somebody needs to shout out to Elon Musk.
Yeah,
we still need the Men of Trekcast calendar.
Oh Lord,
that's true.
You guys need a lunchbox.
A lunchbox. We should take Paris Vaughn's logo that she did of the three of us and put that on a lunchbox. Because that logo of the three of us is fantastic.
That would be cool.
Yep.
I would do that.
And to do that, you guys have to go over to the coffee account and make some donations so we have some money to buy some lunch boxes with our faces on it.
There you go.
There's our plug for our coffee account.
Yes, the lunchbox.
Yeah, wait until gas prices have come down a little bit. I understand. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, let's move on.
Okay, Chaz, I'm going to mute you because we got a ton here, buddy. Thanks for hearing your feedback. You are unceremoniously muted, and now we're going to go to Hipster Spock. This will be interesting. Hipster Spock, you always have some great commentary. What would you think so far? Hit us with your best shot.
I really liked it. You know, I'm a sucker for campy stuff, so I really liked it. It was like when it started, it's like, oh, it's one of these things, huh? Like one of the things that one of the things that this reminded me of is remember in DS9 where Ben Sisko had that hallucination where he went back to the 40s.
Yep.
And with Far Beyond the Stars.
Yeah,
I think
Far Beyond the Stars. Yep.
That's a great episode.
And then all these all the DS9 characters had like alternative personas. So that it kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah.
And this is like the second time or the third time they had this lost time episode, because in The Clue in TNG they also had a episode where some time was lost and they spent the whole episode trying to figure out what the hell happened.
Yeah.
What was your favorite alternate persona?
Do you really have to ask? Of course it's Lon.
I knew he was going to say that.
Man.
I know. It was mine too.
They I just put that up on a tee for you.
I mean, I posted this meme so many times. Like whenever she was on screen, I was somehow distracted. And like
by her acting, right?
Yeah, the acting, of course.
Yes,
and the dog.
The sound, the dog also happened to be right at the same eye level as the other distractions.
And the thing about the Klingons, okay, we're talking about Klingons now, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, if you remember Disco, remember L'Rell? She was like the mother chancellor of all Klingons by then, because she somehow took the weapon from Giorgio to hold the whole Klingon Empire hostage.
Yeah, the bomb.
In the last episode of season 1, right? And then if you think about how things should be continuing, they're like BFFs with the Klingons at this point. So what's going to happen? How did they all of a sudden become enemies of the Klingons? You know, like somehow, and it's a good chance to bring back Mary Chieffo, who played L'Rell, to figure out like, okay, what happened, right?
Yeah.
And then you were talking about like the Klingon girls. You can also think about the Dora sisters, and then the Klingon who boned Neelix. I mean,
oh, that's right. Yeah.
And Voyager.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then,
she loves the whiskers.
Oh, the visual of the Klingon who boned Neelix. I mean, I'm just.
I think that's how they know her on Kronos. That's how she's referred to. The Klingon who boned Neelix.
I mean, if I had to die, I would die. I would choose death by snoo snoo.
Oh, that's a great reference right there.
But snoo snoo with Neelix?
No, God, no. Kill me now.
Remember that episode of Futurama?
Yeah. Death by snoo snoo. Yep, I got it. I picked up on it. I don't know if Dan picked up on it, but I did.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dan. I don't think Dan's watched Futurama.
I bet he would like
it's a
it.
classic
Oh, yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, now 2 more things, and then I'll be done. The thing about merch is that, like I've been complaining about, there's no Trek merch in Europe. Okay, the only way that I can get Trek merch is somehow every now and then you get the Enterprise as a Hot Wheel toy, and you find it in the local general store, right? And then, or you got to order it from Amazon or the local e-shop. So that's annoying. And I would love to be able to get my kid like Spock T-shirts or whatever, because you can get Darth Vader T-shirt whenever you want over here, and that's like, I mean, that's a missed opportunity over there.
Yeah.
Okay,
They do quite a bit of merch online.
Just so you know, I ship to Europe all the time. So if you find something online that is not available where you are, but it looks like it's readily available here, hit me up on Facebook Messenger, and we'll figure it out. We'll get it to you.
You should start a whole business with that.
Hilarious, because he does.
Yeah, he does.
There's a side business doing this with toys and every collectible merchandising.
It's a hobby. Not a business.
It's not a business.
It's a hobby.
It's a hobby that you... Oh, wait. The IRS is probably listening. It's a hobby you lose money on. Thank you. I just saved you some money. I just saved you some money.
Yep. Exactly.
Last thing from me.
Okay.
Other than Mud, which TOS antagonist would you like to see on Strange New World?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Ooh.
I mean, we're in the same timeline as TOS, so all those antagonists are there, like Trelane, for example.
Right. I would say Abraham Lincoln.
The Nazi planet.
That's right.
Oh boy.
I don't think that would go over very well nowadays.
Trelane would be interesting.
They cannot do that.
No, they can't do that nowadays. They couldn't even do it where Trelane would be good, but they can't even do a planet now where everybody speaks German. They can't even do that. So.
I would like to see Trelane. I would like to see them canonize the idea that they've toyed with it in the past in other media, but canonize the idea that he's part of the Q Continuum or an offshoot of the Q Continuum or something like that. And I think it would be really great to either have John Delancey play Trelane or
Jeffrey Combs.
I take it back, Jeffrey Combs as Trelane with a year ago I would have said a cameo appearance by John Delancey as Q, but with what they just did in Picard, I think it's probably best to just
leave it alone.
Leave it,
leave it alone.
Okay, Hipster, I've muted you, and now we're going to move down the line to Lumberjack Daryl. I know you're dying to say a few things as always.
Oh, I'm
with
sure.
That smooth radio voice of yours. Go for it, Daryl.
Yeah.
Morning, guys. Did you guys
Hello.
catch the DS9 reference? Benny Russell was the author of that book from Cisco.
No!
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I didn't catch that at all. They put Benny Russell's the author of the book he was reading?
Yeah, I just happened to catch that on.
Holy shit, that's amazing!
Really?
That's awesome.
Well, it's amazing, and I mean, did we know before this point that Benny Russell was an actual person in the Star Trek universe?
No,
I thought it was just a persona that existed in Cisco's mind.
They've made it real. Made it real.
Sorry.
And you get so loud it cuts you off. I don't know.
It's real.
There you go.
Lower.
Yeah.
It's real.
That's where Dan's favorite catchphrase comes from, is that episode. So that is a great catch, Daryl. That's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Good catch.
That changes things. Well, that's nice. That's a nice little thing that they've done to change things. Boy, that's a good one. Anything else you want to give us for either Orville or Kenobi or whatever else? I'm not watching Orville, so I mean, you guys can talk about it, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not watching Orville either. I kind of lost my interest for it, but Obi-Wan Kenobi, overall, happy with it.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a season 2 because there's talks about them, and Disney likes to make money, so
yeah,
and all the characters want to come back. So and
Reva's not dead.
Yeah, but oh well. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets her own spin-off or shows up somewhere else and might do a
Probably
redemption.
be in the Ahsoka show.
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybe she'll show up there.
I mean, you could do Kenobi season 2, and it's him versus Darth Maul.
We cut in half. I mean,
he came back in the shows. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
What they could do with that, since I'm a big Darth Maul fan, the lightsaber he had in Rebels and even in Solo series, there's he has his double-layer lightsaber, and half of it is an Inquisitor lightsaber that could be Reva's.
Yeah.
And Darth Maul could, in theory, go after her and try to make her his new apprentice, and they can have a duel, and he slays her for being annoying.
Yeah. I feel bad for that actress because she's an award-winning actress. She's actually really good.
Yeah.
But what they gave her and how they directed her is just so bad.
Yeah.
It would have been better had they made her. I mean, if you look at the way she acted and what she did, the whole damn series, it would have been better if she had just been an angry Sith who just couldn't handle the anger and couldn't handle the overload of power from it, and that would have explained things much better than her attitude and the way she treated people and the way that she talked. It's
a lot like what they did to Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman's a great actress too, and what they had her do in the prequels was terrible.
Yeah.
She was good in Phantom Menace, and even in Clone Wars. But then in Revenge of the Sith, it was just hey, you're pregnant, you can't do much, so just sit here, get force choked, and die for unknown reasons.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and just be over emotional.
What do you think about the Klingons in Strange New Worlds?
I hope it's a mix of all three.
Yeah.
Okay.
So to me, it makes sense. Have the augments, have the ones from Discovery since they were already there. But in season 2 of Discovery, when they were in the big chamber there, it looks like there was Klingons that kind of look like from the original series. There was the one Klingon from House of Kor who got slaughtered. So actually, they could bring Kor, Koloth, and Kang back as that'd be fun.
See, the thing about the thing I always look back on with the Klingons from the first season of Discovery, which is probably its best season out of all of them so far. If there is a best season, that's probably it. Because at least we got Rainn Wilson. At least we got Lorca. I mean,
Orca. Yes.
Yeah, Orca.
Shamu was so great.
Shamu was great. Anyway, so I could see the Klingons though having this weird hierarchy with the real leaders of the House or the real leaders of their government being those who are still genetically pure and weren't affected by all the stuff that was set up with Enterprise, and as far as their looks and all the retconning they did there, and just like they did with the Romulans. Well, he's from the South or he's from the North. There's genetic drift. I've talked about this several times on the show. I would be fine with there being a mix of all three. I think that would actually explain a lot. But I want to see a bird of prey.
The pure ones have to be wearing an N95 in all their scenes because they don't want to catch space cooties from the augment Klingon.
Yeah, I mean, that would be hysterical to throw that in there where they're literally wearing masks because of that when they're around the others because they look down on them the same way they look down on the albino Klingon, right? So
they could bring back those mask helmets that we saw in the darkness for those Klingons. You save up on makeup.
With all the face jewelry and everything else.
Like I said, just bring back the helmet. You don't have to show the face.
Yeah. The helmet was cool. It was cool. All right, Daryl, thanks for your feedback. Appreciate it. Always great hearing from you. I'm going to mute you now. Then the last one that's in our feedback, Kyle is right. Kyle, I'm going to unmute you, and you can tell us what you think so far.
See your arch nemesis?
He is my arch nemesis. His mic is muted. He might not be able to talk, so this will be kind of funny. I don't know how much he really knows about Trek, so this could be hilarious. He might not even unmute at all. He might just be like, I ain't saying shit. So I'll give him a second to see if he responds. If he doesn't, I'll mute him and we'll
Sometimes
move on.
it's wiser not to speak.
Sometimes it is. I'll give you a shot, Kyle, but oh, there he is.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
You seriously unmuted me? Like
I did.
Yeah,
I just did. It's now, yeah.
Well, Chad is right in that sense, where I don't really know anything about Star Trek or even the latest Obi-Wan stuff. But
Well, let me ask you a question. Who's your favorite Jedi in Star Trek?
I don't know.
Well, just
what
a
was
human,
the name of the
human or
actor in that
Cylon?
movie?
What was the name of the actor in the movie?
No, I know those are two completely different things. At least
yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
Good.
But no, I'm just a general fan, just listening for entertainment purposes, and I think you guys do a good job with the podcast. So while I'm working on my house, I just listen passively, and I've been listening to pretty much all your episodes now. And I like the podcast, and I like listening to you guys go back and forth and Chad mess up. So it's all good.
Well, you got to have something to listen to when the other podcast that we do is too short on the plane, right?
Right. I ran out of podcasts, and so I decided to start this one up. And I genuinely like it.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Cool.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Take care, guys.
Yep. Take care. We'll meet you. Yeah, he's a cool guy. All right. So now let's move on to the other feedback that we have, which is our mini a voicemail. Let's start with
right.
yeah, we got a lot of them. I'm trying to see, what is today, the 16th. So okay, so the 26th. So the 16th is before.
Well,
okay, here we go.
Let's set up the one that we know with Dan.
Start with that one.
Yeah, because when we just toss cold to them, it sounds a little clunky on air. But Dan has another great parody or prank.
For those who don't know, when the scam callers call my cell phone trying to get me to give up my credit card info, I have this thing that I do lately where I ask them to hold on a minute, and I three-way call to the Trekcast voicemail box, and then I merge the calls, and the remainder of the call with them is recorded for our voicemail.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
I have I have 4 voicemails this week, 2 of which are Dan and his ripping people. So here we go. Here's the first one. If it plays.
Hello.
Hello. I'm sorry. The baby was crying.
It's okay, sir.
All right.
Is it all okay now?
Yeah, everything's okay.
Okay. So do you happen to know, sir, how much you owe on your credit card?
About 7,000 strips of Latin.
Okay, it's approximately $7,000. Am I correct, sir?
Yeah, strips.
And how many credit cards are you using that are active?
Just one. I have a Starfleet Federal Credit Union Visa card.
It's a Visa card, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir, in order for us to proceed to the program, I just need to verify some of the very basic information from you for us to look you up in our database and assist you in eliminating your credit card debt. Okay, sir?
You need my last name?
Yes, sir.
It's Kirk. K-I-R-K.
J-I-R-K?
Yep, Kirk. James Kirk.
It's J.
My middle initial is T.
You're eating during all this.
Your last name spelled as J-I-R-K?
K. K-I-R-K. Kirk.
Oh, it's Kirk.
Yes, Kirk.
Okay, sir. It's James Kirk. Okay, for the next information, sir, can you...
Yep.
Can you please verify...
Go ahead.
Sir, can you please verify your your address so that we know where to send correspondence and paperwork regarding the program?
Sure. It's 1701 Tiberius Lane. And that's in San Francisco.
Come again, sir? It's 201.
What?
This
Can you
poor
please
lady.
repeat your address, sir?
Sure, it's 17.
Poor lady, she's a scammer.
I know.
She's a scammer.
Right.
No, poor lady, nothing.
And that's Tiberius Lane.
Siberia Lane. Am I correct, sir?
Siberia, yes. It's
Okay,
very
and the
cold
city
where Dan lives.
In San Francisco.
San Francisco.
Okay, it's 1701 Siberia Lane.
Yeah, Tiberius Lane.
Siberia or Siberius?
Tiberius.
Siberia.
Named after
She
my
can't
great
get.
grandfather.
That's the first one. Oh, God. Here we go with another one.
I wonder how long till she gets it.
I don't know.
Hello?
To put her on hold and merge it again.
Hello?
Yeah.
It timed out.
Yes,
Did I
sir.
did I lose?
I'm still here.
Did I lose you? I heard a beep.
It is the Jerky
I
Boys.
didn't do anything, sir?
It is, totally.
Okay.
He's just messing with her.
So where are we at?
So it's 1701. Can you please spell the Siberia, sir?
Tiberius. Tiberius. Tiberius.
Tiderius.
Yep.
She still can't get it.
Okay.
Nope, she can't.
And the zip code is 94016. Am I correct, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, and for identification purposes, could I please have your date of birth?
My
so that
date
we
of
know
birth.
if you qualify for this program.
My date of birth is 3/16/76.
It's March 15, 1976.
16. March 16th, 1976.
Oh,
Man, she just
16.
cannot hear anything you say.
Yeah.
Well, I got a kid screaming.
I can't find
Okay,
it.
and is this the best phone number?
That's true.
Is this the best phone number?
Sounds like
to
you're at a
reach
Chuck
you,
E.
sir, in case
Cheese.
we got disconnected.
It does.
Yep, it's a good one.
Okay, it's
I mean, you can hit me up on
845-505.
This was probably the best one. Yeah. Okay.
You just random throw in okay.
Okay, sir. So
you lowered my car insurance.
Well, sir, thank you for trusting me with your information. As the next step, I will put your information in my system. So my senior manager will probably call you back for 20 to 30 minutes in order for you to complete this process. Okay? And for questions, you can ask.
I thought you were going to help.
Okay, sir. Well, then wait for... Yes, sir. We're going to complete the process for you, so my senior manager will call you back with your updated duck profile. Okay?
It's going to be dinner time if you call me then. And then I would have to report you to the Commerce Authority. The FCA is very strict about interrupting dinner. Like Grand Nagus, no, he doesn't like that sort of thing.
At this point, she might be catching on.
Did I lose you? Hello?
Might.
She probably can't find the address on
the
Google
Grand
Maps.
Nagus, is that what scared you off?
It would scare me off.
All right. Well, that's all I got.
At that point, when she can't find the address somewhere, or if she Googles it,
That was probably the longest one I've ever done.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And you know what? I feel like these people, they're just fucking scumbags.
Yeah.
All they do is they sit in these call centers and they just call all day long and just scam people out of money. So if I'm not doing anything and I can waste 15 minutes of their time, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Because every minute I'm tying you up, you're not scamming somebody's nana out of her life savings. So
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, I get it.
And if I could drop in some Trek nuggets along the way.
There you go.
All right,
Trek
that's all
nuggets.
I got. Go ahead with the real feedback.
All right, the next voicemail, you'll know and love this listener.
Hello, Chad, Dan, and Daniel. This is Gentry. Just listening to this week's episode, and first wanted to say to Strongbeard, kind words. I am always having to interact with these great guys that do Trekcast, and of course now that we have all of the blackmail material from the convention, I'm sure that it'll happen sometime soon. That roundtable is going to happen. I wanted to comment on the episode just because I couldn't attend the live stream this past Sunday. When I was listening to the podcast, and you guys got to the point where you were talking about the Klingons having two of everything, and then having the two uteri, so they have two kids, but they have to fight it out. Immediately in my mind, the first thought was, two babies enter, one baby leaves. And then I got this thing where I could see it in Star Trek. You've got these two babies with fat lips.
Yes.
I don't know why. I just got a big kick out of that. You guys are always fantastic. Loved it. Thank you. Hope everybody has had a great week and looking forward to the next episode. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Gentry's awesome. So
yeah, very good.
Yep.
Very good.
That was great.
That was awesome.
Two babies beating it out with batless. I love it. All right, we got one more. And this is our Strongbeard.
Warning. The following contains adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Perfect.
Welcome to Obi-Wan Kenobi, the complete series, a pack-led review. Ben lonely. Ben sad. Ben is a little bitch. Ben scared. Ben mad. Ben kick ass. This has been a pack-led review of Obi-Wan Kenobi, the complete series. To request a pack-led review for a particular series or episode, send an email to ifscottyoucan@gmail.com.
I had not listened to either of those two voicemails before just now.
That's
was great.
Yeah.
If Scott can, you can @gmail.com. Send your emails over there. Request a packlet review of any Trek's episode, period. Any of the series, any of the times. I want to hear them.
He's got to do the baseball episode on DS9.
Yes. Oh, look at that. That's great. There can only be one. There's two babies inside of like a little playpen type thing, and someone's thrown a sword in there between the two of them. You can find anything on the internet given 30 seconds in Google.
Oh, for sure.
Yep. So if you guys want to leave us a voicemail, you can call us at 1-816-287-0448. 1-816-287-0448. Operators are not standing by. It's just a mailbox.
Automated. Yes.
It's going to go straight to voicemail. But you can leave us a message. We will definitely listen to it. We might play it. We might not. We probably will.
Yeah.
Yeah, just leave us a message. Let us know what's on your mind. We'll play it on the show, and it'll be fun.
Yeah. Easy enough. Also, go over to the Trekcast website, trekcast.com, for any of the links you need. YouTube, search for us over there on Trekcast. You'll be able to get a recording of the show later today if you missed the live stream, which we stream live every weekend now. Not just on Discord, but also on YouTube. And be sure to go to the Instagram page, TrekcastTNG, or Twitter, TrekcastTNG. Either one. Daniel does a fantastic job running those two. Those audiences on both of those platforms are growing. And the Instagram's up to what, 8,000 or something?
6,400.
6,400, okay. So
yeah,
I think I'm thinking of our number for our downloads per episode is getting close to
it's
getting
like that. It's
close to 8.
higher.
Yeah, it's getting way high. So, which is great. Appreciate everybody coming in, dropping into the live show, giving us your feedback today. We do that, so good times. Is there anything else we need to cover before we go?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
We always have a rough landing on closing out
It
the
just
show.
ends.
It's a little polished sometimes, but it's just
yeah.
Every time
I'll add
we come to
something fun at the end.
every time we come to this moment in the show, I think back to our very first episode.
Yes.
And it makes me chuckle because the very first episode, one of us asks, so how do we end this thing? And Daniel says, I think we just say it's the end. And the music starts.
Yeah.
We've never improved.
No.
Since that
Nope.
day.
Why?
No.
Why? At this point, it's kind of a thing.
Doesn't need to
All
be
right.
any different. So.
Nope.
All right, guys. Thanks for
guys.
coming.
Good
Love
show.
y'all.
Long show.
Yep.
See you guys in a week.
Yep. We'll see you in a
Sounds
week.
good.
Boom.
Enjoy.
All right.
Bye.
Well, there you have it, another episode in the can. Check us out at trekcast.com. Also, if you would, please subscribe to us via iTunes. Leave those reviews, subscribe to us, we'll get some numbers, get up the list, get more listeners, do more shows, have more fun. But for now, we're all done. So live long and prosper, and we'll see you next week.
Program complete.